Chicago Youth Programs was founded in 1984 by Northwestern University Medical School students concerned about the plight of children growing up in the nearby Cabrini Green public housing projects. The successful Cabrini Green Youth Program served as the model for two additional volunteer-driven community initiatives: the Washington Park Youth Program, begun in 1995, and the Uptown Community Youth Program, which began services in 1998. In 2004, Chicago Youth Programs added a community center at 5350 South Prairie in the Washington Park community, which serves as Chicago Youth Programs' home office and provides additional program space. Chicago Youth Programs is an exceptional organization with an outstanding record of success improving the outcomes of at-risk youth. Greetings, my name is Dr. Joe DeCara, and I am a program founder and volunteer since 1984. I am thrilled to share with you our remarkable story, our history, programs, strategies, and achievements, and welcome your efforts and support to continue to shepherd our deserving youth along a path out of poverty. Chicago Youth Programs' mission is to improve the health and life opportunities of at-risk economically disadvantaged youth through a comprehensive set of volunteer initiatives. Simply put, Chicago Youth Programs enrolls youth as early as preschool and continues to work with them throughout childhood until they achieve the higher education and training necessary to rise above poverty and succeed. Stephanie Price, a program participant from 1995 through 2009, college graduate and successful professional, describes how joining Chicago Youth Programs transformed her life.
Everyone from the youth program, we all had the same vision. We knew that we were peer leaders, and we knew that after high school there was something bigger for us. The next step is college, trade school, or military.
Distinguishing features of Chicago Youth Programs' approach include being comprehensive, adapted to youth's needs throughout childhood, efficient in operation, and proven effectiveness. Chicago Youth Programs provides a very comprehensive approach through over 40 programs across its 3 community initiatives. To address under-resourced schools and poor educational standards, Chicago Youth Programs provides one-on-one academic tutoring for all grades held at college, graduate school, and corporate sites.
Significant. My tutor used to write math questions on the board at the University of Chicago, and for years, because I kept the same tutor for 3 years, I would go in thinking that I was solving college problems, and it was really the tutor writing a different problem up there for me every day. So that made me feel like if I can answer a college math question, I should be in college.
Barely 1 in 4 Chicago public school students read at grade level. Early literacy training through our Read to Me and parent-run evening preschool is critical to ensuring our youth have adequate reading skills to be effective learners throughout childhood. Diamond McNulty, program participant from 1991 through 2008, executive chef at Taste of Diamond Catering, successful author, and serial entrepreneur, describes the importance of Chicago Youth Programs' mentoring component.
Without CYP or any other organization that can pour into you, your mentors are what you have around you. I think that's where a lot of kids in the neighborhood had problems, because they may have believed that they wanted to achieve these things, but they probably didn't have the access to the mentors, or they didn't have the money or the resources needed in order to pay for school or pay for books or mentors to empower them that they can become successful. But I've had a lot of mentors. Every level in my life I've had mentors. From being age 5 and 6 going to tutoring at CYP, to all my mentors, Aaron, Dr. Joe, Dr. Karen, Josephine, and more.
Chicago Youth Programs organizes plenty of arts and cultural activities, as well as recreational opportunities to attract youth and keep them engaged. Through frequent outings, youth also benefit from a window on the world. Dr. James Lockhart, a 21-year program participant and 2020 graduate of Howard Medical School, recounts how these outings outside his isolated community motivated him.
This was normalized, this violence and trauma, and a lot of times we didn't know that it was another world out there, and we had people that just never left Cabrini itself. People would grow up and not leave the circumference of the development, but there is a better world, and once I saw that it was another world out there, I tried to take advantage.
Chicago Youth Programs is also fortunate to provide high quality and accessible health care through its 2 volunteer staffed clinics.
Untreated medical illnesses can lead to missed school and decrease the child's ability to focus in school so they can learn.
One of Chicago Youth Programs' most critical programs is Teen Career, which prepares and places teens into higher education.
Without a college or trade education, youth living in poverty have little chance to climb out of poverty. Chicago Youth Programs provides both education and resources to level the playing field and enable our youth to prepare educationally and emotionally for college.
Well, the Chicago Youth Programs in particular helped out tremendously as far as the how. I grew up not having family members who had went to college, let alone fill out a FAFSA or financial aid. So they were instrumental in showing me how to apply to school, get financial aid, how to pay for school, and also having mentors as well to support us along the way.
We went to Bradley University, I want to say probably my sophomore year of high school. And from there, I was just totally sold. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I should be in college.
Peer mentoring, where older program participants teach and mentor younger youth who look up to them, is an effective Chicago Youth Programs approach which helps youth navigate various pitfalls such as gangs, violence, drug abuse, and school failure. In a study by Chicago Youth Programs published in the prestigious journal Pediatrics, youth taught by our teens displayed less violent behaviors and had improved attitudes toward solving conflicts peacefully than those who were not taught by the teens. Other programs include teen mentoring, phys ed and nutrition, summer day camps, community service, and a need-based college scholarship program so that lack of financial resources does not preclude our participants' climb out of poverty. Danita Lowe, program participant from 1995 through 2011 and now administrative supervisor at Lurie Children's Hospital, recounts how Chicago Youth Programs helped her prepare for her leadership position.
The opportunities that within that program has made me very successful to this day. Has helped me out with scholarships, mentoring, which has helped me currently in my leadership role.
Chicago Youth Programs also adapts to a child's needs as they progress from preschool through college and career. Our program offerings change every 3 years to meet both the interests and needs of youth as they mature. Chicago Youth Programs provides these comprehensive and adaptive services for as many youth as possible by operating very efficiently. Programs operate in donated space at universities, parks, and corporations, and they are primarily staffed by over 500 volunteers supported by a small but very hardworking staff. Operating at higher education and professional sites has many additional benefits.
So it was actually having me in a college setting, sitting me at the University of Chicago Law School, being there in the seat, like, wow, I can sit in this chair, I belong here.
Our comprehensive, adaptive, and efficient approach has also been very effective at improving long-term outcomes. Since 1984, the progress and outcomes of program youth have been followed in an extensive database. There are 4 levels of evaluation. The first is at the program level. Does the individual program have the intended effect on improving youth skills? Evaluations include tutoring concept package pre- and post-tests. Depending on grade, youth have an average improvement of 14 to 39%, scoring from 50 to 61% on the pre-test and from 74 to 92% on the post-test. The DIBELS is used for reading skills, where our youth have shown much lower risk for literacy concerns compared to local and national norms. Other measures include SAT scores, yearly school passing rates, and body mass index levels for our nutrition and exercise programs. The next level is retention. The first step towards improving the long-term outcomes of at-risk youth is to keep them engaged in programs long-term. Between 91 and 98% of youth return to the program each year, and many have already been in Chicago Youth programs 10 or more years upon high school graduation. The next level addresses the at-risk behaviors our youth are prone to. Having run effective programs and retained youth in activities long-term, the third level looks at whether youth avoid common risks in their environment which would otherwise prevent a good long-term outcome. Through peer mentoring, and long-term career alternatives, 91% of youth avoid school dropout and all forms of measurable delinquencies by age 18. Remarkable considering the comparative graduation rate for minorities is barely 2/3. Teen parenthood rates are also a fraction of comparisons. Finally, what is their long-term outcome? Having stayed in the program and avoided these risks, are program youth able to complete high school and climb out of poverty through success in higher education? Most years, Chicago Youth Program's high school graduation rate is 100%, and nearly 95% of high school graduates are placed into higher education and training programs.
To help youth develop the skills and attitudes throughout childhood necessary for college placement and success, we have developed a number of strategies and curricula specific to our communities, which have been honed by much trial, error, and study. Grammar school and middle school tutoring programs have 2 important objectives: mentoring and tutoring. The first is to simply mentor your child. Let them know who you are, what education you sought, and how you made the decisions to pursue your education and career. They may not know someone personally who is completing a college or graduate degree or working as a professional, and your experience is very valuable. For tutoring, we strive to be active teachers of subject areas our youth are struggling with, rather than passive watchers of homework completion. In addition to helping with school subjects they are struggling in, CYP makes use of carefully designed concept packages which enable the tutor to both know and teach important Common Core for each grade. Each of the 20 packages per grade is surrounded by a pre- and post-test which enables tutors to focus on areas of need-referenced worksheets, learning aids, and online resources, and then confirm that their child has mastered the concept. Without this second opportunity to master these educational building blocks, children may continue to struggle in future education endeavors. However, in a one-on-one tutoring arrangement, we are amazed to see how quickly youth pick up on concepts that they did not grasp in the larger classroom setting. Higher education is the great transforming step out of poverty for our youth. Our teen career programs strive to prepare and place our teens into higher education and trade programs with the skills, attitudes, and resources to succeed. You will use CYP's algorithm to shepherd youth through higher education preparation and application steps from 9th through 12th grade. You may also tutor teens to prepare for the SAT using a CYP SAT curriculum. help explain what college life is about, and provide insight into college majors and career choices. Medical student and physician volunteers may get involved in our 2 medical clinics that provide comprehensive, high-quality, accessible care rarely found for a medically underserved population. However, all volunteers can help ensure the good health of our youth. If you notice a child struggling physically or emotionally, please mention this to staff, as we are able to provide both physical and mental health services and screenings, as well as work with their schools on their IEPs or individual education plans.
Our literacy approach is called the Path to Reading, and you may utilize it in our Read to Me and parent-run evening preschools. The Path starts with learning basic sounds using phonics objects and fun learning aids, progresses to combining these sounds into words, and then engages children in reading sound-specific books before teaching more complex digraphs and blends. Children proceed through the 7 levels of the Path to Reading at their own pace. As children complete each level, this milestone is celebrated, which encourages them to continue to challenge themselves and succeed. As you have seen, Chicago Youth Program's mission is not limited to assisting youth in a narrow age group with minimal services. Our goals are ambitious and nothing short of shepherding youth out of poverty through their eventual completion of higher education and pursuit of an honorable career. Our hope is not just for successful program participants, but to ignite future generational change. Today, successful program participants like Diamond, Stephanie, Danita, and Dr. James have a powerful influence on the new generation of youth and their own children.
To be honest, when I first came back from Morehouse, people thought I was in jail. The first thing you think when you haven't seen somebody in a while was, they've been locked up. And I had to explain to them, no, I'm in college, in Atlanta at Morehouse. And since I've graduated, we had several people from the neighborhood to go off to Morehouse, and also people in my family to go off and go to college as well.
We are thrilled to have your help and support. We've found that the most common characteristic of the youth who have completed higher education and found career success was the extended involvement of at least one mentor. Our hope is that you can stay with the organization and your child in some capacity for as many years as possible. For at Chicago Youth Programs, we develop the natural abilities of our youth and change the trajectory of their lives.